evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the world of V-Gaming Junkie News. There's no dross here, nothing but pure gaming-related meatiness. It's all about the electronic good stuff as we dive deep in all that's new in the various interactive virtual worlds. It would seem that Among Us is getting an update to not be quite so boring. Well, let me clarify, make things not so boring for players who died. It would seem that there's some suggestions being thrown around like having killed players be given the option to be guardian angels and prevent killings. The idea is to make things more interesting for players who died so they don't just leave immediately. It's certainly an interesting idea to get the Fallen something to do besides completing tasks. Universal Studios of Japan is getting Super Nintendo World next spring. No clue when the American one will get that pleasure, but the Japanese one is also opening up a cafe and store. Both of these will be opening up in Japan on the 16th, so if you're in Japan or planning a trip there, at least you'll have something Mario related to tide you over until the actual land opens up. Personally, this may be the one theme park edition I'm actually interested in. Galaxy's Edge certainly isn't doing it for me, nor is anything else Disney's making for that matter. It would seem Epic's lawsuit with Apple will not be having a jury. For those of you unaware, Apple had a 30% cut on all things in their Apple Store. Epic attempted to circumvent this by allowing in-app purchases independent of the App Store in violation of their guidelines. Apple, for their part, booted Fortnite off the App Store. Epic is filing a lawsuit and even alleges that Apple's removing the Unreal Engine as a toolkit from iOS when it wasn't even in violation of any of their policies. It'll be interesting to see where this goes, but I'll admit Apple's iron grip on apps on their devices is a little ridiculous. Then again, their crusade against independent repair shops might be even worse, but that's a story for another time. Ghost of Tsushima's 1.1 update will allow you to recruit and pet dogs using the charm of canine recruitment. Only a new game plus, however, and the update also includes a variety of other things, but this will be perfect for people who own the game who are dog lovers. It would seem this charm even allows you to pet spirit dogs, which is probably a lot cuter than it has any right to be. The update will be coming out on the 16th, so be ready to get your dog companions on when it does. It would seem this autumn is the season for trying out new things in Steam's eyes because they've got a game festival going on. Basically, it's packed with free demos and live streams of games for all your Windows shopping pleasure. It could be an excellent way to try out mostly indie games you might have never considered or even ever heard of before. I know I'll be checking it out, eventually. I've honestly got so many things on my plate as it is that the plate is threatening to snap in half and send the contents all over the floor. Well, at least those Ghost of Tsushima dogs will be there to happily eat it up when it does. Who doesn't love a good hiding Easter eggs in the terms of service? Well, as long as they aren't like that episode of South Park where you agree to become part of a human centipede experiment. No, what I'm talking about is Baldur's Gate 3, which apparently hid in their terms of service that you can optionally perform a chant, song, text, poem, or interpretive dance. It's apparently to express your joy in what they call the Forgotten Realms, which Game Radar's article clarifies as Dungeons & Dragons. It's always interesting when you discover something in the terms of service other than legalese talk or declarations that the CEO can now consume your soul or something. And as always, this news program ends with some release dates for the following week, also provided by Games Radar. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout releases on the Big 4 and Red Wings Aces of the Sky on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on the 13th. This is in addition to Remothered Broken Porcelain for the Big 4, Second Extinction for PC, and Torchlight 3 for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And as if all that still wasn't enough, Wood Salt releases for PC and Switch on the 13th as well. The 14th sees Oni Chenbora Origin for PC and PlayStation as well as Partisans 1941 for just PC. This next one is rather odd, or at least it is for me. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition releases on the 15th. Why Microsoft feels the need to remake this game visually when the original still looks fairly nice is beyond me, but sure, whatever. There it is if you don't own it already. The 15th sees a number of releases too, starting with Cake Bash for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Stadia, as well as Cloudpunk for the 3 game consoles. Monster Truck Championship for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, as well as Ring of Pain for just PC, and Space Crew for the Big 4 also release on that day. Rounding things off is Tennis World Tour 2 for Switch, also on the 15th. The 16th sees 9 Monkeys of Shaolin released for the Big 4, Aquanox Deep Descent for PC, and Crown Trick for PC and Switch. Finally, Fishing North Atlantic releases for PC, and Mario Kart Live Home Circuit releases for the Switch on the 16th. I'm interested in Home Circuit especially since while I'm not likely to be getting it anytime soon, it'll still be interesting to see how it functions. I can't wait to see what some people manage to do with it. This week's epic freebie is Abzu, an interesting looking stylized swimming game. I don't know much about it, but if it's anything like Endless Ocean, it could be very interesting to check out, and you can't exactly argue with free now, can ya? And that rounds out this week's news stories. I hope you were informed well enough and entertained at some level. If you want to hang out or make suggestions for future content, I suggest checking out my Discord, which is in the description below. This is the month of Fright, my little Halloween month, and Mondays 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live stream will likely be Don't Starve. That might change, but that's the plan right now unless I'm given any better suggestions. Of course, liking and sucking the blood out of that bell icon is a great way to keep informed of my future videos of all kinds, but if you aren't into Let's Plays or live streams, I hope you at least like the news broadcasts. I'll see you next Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good day, and beware the creatures that lurk at night.